Welcome to ChiroSecure's Empowering Women in Chiropractic, the Facebook Live show for successful women by successful women, proving once again, women make it happen. Join us each week as we bring you the best in business growth, practice management, social media marketing, networking, leadership, and lots more. If it's about women in practice and business, you'll hear it here. Now join today's host, Dr. Cathy Wendland-Colby, as she talks leadership, community, and juggling it all. And now, here's Dr. Cathy.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Empowering Women in Chiropractic. I am so excited to join you this week. I'm Dr. Cathy Wendland-Colby. And listen, this is our first. We are coming live on multiple channels. So you may be watching us on ChiroSecure's Malpractice Insurance page. You may be watching on Dr. Cathy Wendland-Colby. You may be watching on the League of Chiropractic Women. And you may be watching on my guests page. That's Dr. Shawn Powers. So hello, Dr. Shawn.
Hey, good to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm really excited about today's show because we are going to be rapid fire, really quick, giving everybody 3 tips to keep your practice growing all summer long. And you know what, Shawn, you are one of the masters at this. To me, you are one of the congruent people who has been consistently teaching practices how to grow, and the tools and tips and tricks that you teach, they're valid, they're relevant, they're current, they're actually helping people grow their practices. So I'm excited to just dig in. So how about we just jump right in with the first one, which is planting seeds for long-term growth.
All right. So planting seeds is something that you want to do. Here's the reality is chiropractic is relevant at all stages and all ages of your life. But if you don't make people understand that, if you don't communicate it, then it's challenging to them. If they think chiropractic is about their back and they don't have back pain, then they're not going to be in your office for infertility issues or children on the spectrum or, any type of issue. We want to remind them that who doesn't want a healthy brain and a nervous system, right? So planting seeds comes from education. It comes from making your service relevant through connecting with people, not just talking at them, but communicating, connecting, educating, empowering them. So if you focus on value, and you focus on the purpose. So the way to plant a seed, the way to make your reputation something that is an absolute necessity, your service is a necessity. It's not a luxury. And you create a practice that people are like, I want everybody I know to have this experience, to know what it's like to have a healthy brain and nervous system. And to teach, really, this is key thing, is that not only what your body and your brain experiences as chiropractic as a result of a healthy nervous system, but what your body doesn't make. Right? So often we can be focused on a symptom, but we're increasing the odds that you won't build a disease in your body, right? Because disease or dis-ease is a collection of abnormal cells. So if you're teaching people the relevance at all stages and all ages of their life, that it increases their odds of living longer, healthier. It helps them in every aspect. As a matter of fact, I just like always to say, everything goes better with chiropractic.
So true.
Right?
So true. Right. And I think what you said, it's so important because sometimes we just focus on a specific demographic when the reality is that demographic, that may be your ideal patient, they're going to go through the ebb and flow of life. So there's going to be a time where you're focused on lots of teenagers and teen athletes. But if you love those patients and they grow up and they get married and they start having babies, Are you going to weed them out of your practice, or are you going to keep working with them? So you want to plant those seeds so they understand this is not neck pain, back pain, headaches. This is function. This is spine and nervous system. Yeah.
And your brain, right?
And the brain, right.
Nothing can work without a healthy brain. So, the other thing I think, Cathy, that I know you're good at this as well, is that we teach about it increases performance in all areas of not just your body, but athletic. It protects you. It prevents you. And so I always like to talk about my purpose, in terms of chiropractic, that ability to adapt, to heal, to repair, to regenerate, right? And so if people understand that it's about your life and not about your back, you have planted long-term seeds. As an example, I was just at a family reunion. My 92-year-old aunt drives herself, lives alone, and has been under chiropractic care most of her life. She has 9 children. Every child has been under care. All of their children are under care, and now their children's children are under care.
What a legacy, right?
Right? So it's a lifestyle that we're creating. And again, I just want to keep reminding you, if you can teach people that this is a necessity and not a luxury, right? We don't go, oh, I think I'll try Pilates now. Oh, I think I'll try Graston. And I'm not saying those are negative things, but without a healthy nerve system, you're always going to decrease your odds of performance, healing, repairing, adapting. So plant the seed from the beginning.
So it's about having conversations that are for the lifetime of different patients, right? Not that one specific conversation that just pigeonholes for only those people. Right.
And I think that's a really important thing, because there's a continuum. There are some people who are going to walk into our office that are just like us, right? I want to be the best version possible. What do I need to do? What do I need to eat? What do I need to read? How do I take care of myself? And then there's some people who are just like, oh, I got back pain and I think you can help me. So our job is to always influence them and help them understand over time, like kind of hold their hand, as they're crossing the street from backache, sickness to expression of full potential. And often you can't do that in 1, 2, 3, 4 visits. It is that relationship, and your reputation is a commodity, right? And if you will never have to worry about new practice members if you focus on service and giving them what they need at this time of their life and helping them see a bigger vision for their life.
Very true. I love it. So it's planting seeds. It's not just picking, right? You can't just go around and pick the berries. You got to plant the seeds so that they're there for the long haul. Right. Fantastic. All right, let's move on to step number 2. So step number 2 for keeping your practice growing this summer is developing your team, because a lot of people feel like this is the downtime. And if it is a downtime in your community, then use it to do what? Develop your team. So let's talk about that one, Shawn.
And I really want you to really hone in on that belief system, because that's not really an empowering belief that summer is a downtime. I manage statistics because I coach clients all over the world. And one of my jobs is to manage and watch their statistics, because numbers tell us what we're doing, what we're not doing, where our weaknesses are, where our strengths are. So summertime is a time that oftentimes people have a little bit more time than during the school year, if you want to say that. Traffic is often lighter in certain times of the day or area. So I have always experienced massive growth in the summer, as have my clients. So the team, there's a couple of strategies you have to look at. Your team, you always want to be developing. Our goal is to hire people with a career mindset, a career CA mindset. I used to always be so proud that so many of my CAs became chiropractors, but then I thought, oh my gosh, we need more chiropractors, no doubt, but we need career CAs. So I try to always encourage people to hire somebody who has that cultural fit. Right? Are they in alignment with that idea of we take care of people from above, down, and sit out? And then do we empower them? Do we educate them? Do we support them? Because if somebody has a life goal to have impact, to be an influencer, to make a difference in the world, a CA is a perfect position for that. right?
Right.
So I think one of the things that a lot of people focus on in developing their team is understanding each individual's behavioral styles. And so as an example, I had a client who just their office would go like 130, 150, 180. 90, 131, and it was a one doctor, one CA office. Well, we did a DISC analysis. So we did a behavioral analysis to determine what each of their styles were and how could we, because sometimes there would be this kind of thing going on.
Sure.
And within like getting that understanding, this teaches you how to lead yourself, how to manage yourself, how to better understand yourself. So if you want to, empower your team and work with a team that's going to help you rock and explode your goals, you have to understand behavior. You have to understand how to communicate, what opens the door for them, what motivates them, and what manages them. So this team, one doctor office, now consistently sees between 250, 280, one doctor, one CA.
That's awesome.
A short week, right?
And that's important. You really have to know who's on your team and what their strengths are.
Right.
And what our own strengths. Right. Focus on their strengths and focus on our own strengths and take the things that are our weaknesses and give them to someone who that's their strength. That's a good team.
And, that's a real key thing to developing a team is that we all have our own unique abilities. And as a doctor, I'm a great adjuster and a great educator. And then I hire everybody else to do everything else that needs to be done. So a really successful practice, usually the doctors are doing the doctoring and nothing else.
Yes.
Right.
And that's so freeing and so empowering. It really is. I can remember there were years where I used to oversee everything and handle the billing and make sure all the documentation was done. And it was such a weight on my shoulders that it didn't allow me to do what I really wanted to and needed to do. So I'm going to tell you this. Once I let go of that and delegated, oh my goodness, the world changed and it got so much more fun and so much more enjoyable and I was more energetic and more on fire for chiropractic. And I will tell you this as well. I agree with you. Summertime is not a downtime. It's our screening season. And we call it screening season every year. It's our busiest time of the year. We're meeting new people, bringing them into the office, introducing them to lifetime care. So I want to talk to you about the last point, which is meeting the needs of your community, because that's where you really make the fit to help your office grow for the long haul.
Well, and that's exactly what you said during summer. I call them scheduling events because my job is to bring them home, bring them to the sacred space of healing. And so I think that you have to look at how you manage team, how you manage hours. Oftentimes during the summer, we have breaks in our schedule. We have different hours. So staffing, sometimes you have to change. The big thing about meeting the needs of our community is to cross-train all our staff. So that if somebody's on vacation or we're having, I can do a scheduling event and have 50 new people in a week. I need to have everybody on deck in their place, right hired, right trained, etc. So meeting the needs of our community, I think, is about that clarity piece. What am I here for? Am I here to serve them? Am I here to wow them? I want everybody I know to come and have this experience at, Dr. Powers' office or Dr. Wendland-Colby's office. And I want to tell you that again, is that it is all about life and not symptoms. So meeting the needs of the community is at any stage of their life, at any age of their life. Is my office baby friendly? Is my office senior friendly? Because, I take care of, at one time in my practice, probably 90% of my practice was under the age of 18. And then all the rest were in their 70s. So you've got all this activity with babies and toys and things, but then you got a senior walking in. So how do we create safety for all ages? So I believe we need to throw that lifesaver out, be at scheduling events, Facebook Live, Instagram, Pinterest, doing webinars, seminars. That's how you tell people, I have a product that's a necessity for your life, your family, and we literally can transform and change your life with this. And so meeting the needs is letting them know what you do, why you do it, and why they need it. and being clear about that, and passionate and excited. Now, Dr. Cathy and I are both like, kind of very excited people. No, but you can be serene and sedate. You might be a little reserved, but you can feel that energy and that passion to share the value of what you have with your community.
So true. Such great information. Thank you for those 3 very valuable tips, Dr. Shawn. Now, there are people watching, and if you're watching live, go ahead and put a comment down. Let us know where you're watching from. We love to know who's watching us live. If you're watching this on the replay somewhere, go ahead and comment as well, because listen, we follow up on this. And if you've got a question, I'd be happy to answer it. But I know there's going to be a lot of people who want to know, Dr. Shawn, where can I see more of you?
Well, I'm going to be at the League of Chiropractic Women's retreat coming up. We're going to do a whole half morning on leadership. And if we don't know how to lead ourselves, we can't lead other people. So it's a limited registration. You'll want to get there. Also, I do my Power Up Tuesdays every Tuesday on Dr. Shawn Powers Facebook Live. I'm giving you power up strategies for your life, your business, and your practice. I also will be at ChiroFest in September, Vegas, Parker in January, and you can reach me on my website, powersourcecoaching.com. So I would love to help you be wildly successful, create a practice that's profitable, fun, low stress, that transforms lives. And I'm here to help you in any way I can.
I love it. You're so authentic. And for the years that I've known you, you've been such a dynamic person who pitches in, gets to work, gets the job done. So thank you for jumping on with us today. Ladies, I appreciate you being here with us every week with all of our different hosts. I know many of you are probably watching alongside in the League of Chiropractic Women page, or maybe in the Women's Speakers Club, which is a free community to help you learn how to deliver your message. And I want to tell you, I'm super, super excited because one of my favorite women in chiropractic is hosting next week, and that's Dr. Julie McLaughlin. So make sure that you mark your calendars and be here every Thursday at 1:00 to be part of Empowering Women in Chiropractic, courtesy of ChiroSecure.
Join us each week as we bring you the best in business growth, practice management, social media marketing, networking, leadership, and lots more. If it's about women in practice and business, you'll hear it here. We hope you enjoyed this week's Facebook Live event. Please like us on Facebook, comment, and share. We look forward to seeing all of you next week for another episode of Empowering Women in Chiropractic. Now, go ahead and hit the share button and tell your friends and colleagues about the show. Thank you for watching. Have a beautiful day. This has been a ChiroSecure production.